Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get started. Um, Aloha and kumusta kayo amin. Welcome to Monkey's Anime Analysis, where we discuss certain themes of anime to shed some light on why anime is so appealing to its global audience. To help us with a discussion with today's interesting theme, Hikikomori, is Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Uh,
Hi, how are you?
good. Joyce, could you please share a little information about yourself for our audience today?
So my name is Joyce. I actually graduated previously from University of Hawaii, West Oahu.
Oh, congrats.
I'm actually a history slash Asian studies major. So the
Oh,
topic we have today, I'm actually pretty comfortable talking about.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Well, I previously had some history through classes I've taken with Dr. J. You probably had heard of him.
He was I've been in all his classes almost.
Oh, yeah.
He was my college advisor for my senior capstone project.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with Dr. J.
Oh, yeah. He's like one of my favorite teachers, I guess. Throughout my high
He's
school,
awesome.
high
He
school,
makes
sorry,
it,
my college career.
oh, no worries. He makes it so engaging, that's why. Plus, bonus, he does it through media, which is great to
Oh,
process
yeah.
and analyze. It's a great
Yes, I
medium.
agree. I mean, I should have taken like a more history, Asian history with him. I mainly took the anime courses, which was
Of course.
my interest. Yes. uh,
Everyone goes for the anime course.
yeah. But coming back to today's theme, the Hikikomori,
Right?
I've never actually met a or seen one Hikikomori in in real life, I would say.
In real life.
Yeah. I've
Yes.
seen videos introduced in class where they're just, complete shut-ins. You don't actually see them in real life. Um, I
I kind of want to say that I think like a good comparison is American Hoarders or um
oh,
who
no.
they like
Yes.
their stuff in their room. I think that's like a fair comparison, I believe. They're not as
Mhm.
bad as like Hikikomoris who like don't go out of their household, but hoarders do like to be confined
Oh, no.
that they like that surrounds them.
Oh, okay. Oh, you kind of got caught off there. I don't know what you said. Oh, could you
Oh
please
yeah,
repeat
I
what
can
you
repeat
said?
it.
Yeah.
So I think a fair comparison to like American like culture, I think is like hoarders. Like you see hoarders a lot. They hoard their stuff. They're in their safe haven, which is their house or room. They're not as reclusive. I do think they do go out and engage, but they're very to themselves. So I think that's a fair comparison in America. That sort of hikikomori culture.
Yes, I agree. Um, Previously, I never heard of hikikomori until probably in 2015.
Mm,
The first time I ever visited Japan, and I wasn't even looking up the term. My wife actually brought it up to me. I was like, "Oh, I've never heard of that. What's hikikomori?" So I did some, like Google searching. I was like, "What is this? What does it mean?" It's like, "Oh, just people who are away from society, who don't
yes.
like to engage with others." But I never heard of that term again until taking another class with Dr. J, which was very interesting because they made an anime about it. And
Yes.
I had you watch Welcome to the NHK. Are you familiar with the anime?
Yes. Yes, I actually watched it before. I didn't
Oh,
finish it. That's the thing, because it is a very intense in a way. Like
yes.
it goes through a lot of psychology and just it's a very intense anime to really engage in and analyze. I'm actually watching more of it. I'm on like episode three. I know you said one, but I continue to three. I'm watching it when I'm working and like on breaks. I just continue watching some of it,
Yes.
but it is a very intense sort of anime to watch. But I do feel like it's a like this is a culture. This is a I believe Dr. J told you like there's a estimated like 1 million shut-ins in Japan actually.
Yes,
So
we've watched a he showed us
it is relevant to their culture.
a I think it was like an interview. They were almost gonna interview one Hikikomori, but they never got to because they were asking the
Oh
mother
yeah,
for
they
permission.
did like they went to the Hikikomori's and they interviewed it, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know it was like a serious thing. Um, Learning about it, it's a they have mental health issues.
Yes.
Um, but when you watch the anime, I was like, oh, I can't believe like they're like this because it as coming as a Westerner, I was like, oh, it's a cartoon. It's not exactly real, but you what is seen through the media of anime, it's portrayed in real life, and you can connect it when you see it in real life. And
Yes.
I found that to be very interesting that in that particular interview, they were so cautious to approach the Hikikomori, this lady's son. We never get to actually see him because she
Yes.
says like, "Oh, he's on one of his bad days." It's like, "Oh man, it must be really serious." And it got me thinking, like, when when did this like Hikikomori term exist? And we learned it in class. I believe it developed somewhere around the 90s, I believe, during the
Yes.
recession.
That was during yeah. So
Mhm.
basically we're entering the post-bubble generation.
Yes.
After the bubble has, exploded and popped and Japan has gone into a major recession. Where the dreams and aspirations of the young people have crashed with it. So I think that's why we have hikikomori, especially male hikikomori, because in Japan as a society, they are very patriarchal. It is men top and women are below them. But with the post bubble force, they're more value. They are seen as more valuable in the workforce in a way, and that has really demasculized men. And I think that's why like that societal pressure forced this culture on men specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Joyce, I'm so sorry. There is a little technical difficulties
I
on
think you're frozen. Oh, you're good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I caught the gist of what you said. Hopefully my audio caught it. That was a very good response. Man, I wish.
If you want, I can also say it again if you need it because I can
uh
go off. I can go off on this for a while.
oh, oh, well, let's dive into it just a little more. Just FYI, I don't have the pro version of Zoom, so I am only allotted 40 minutes. So I believe we were like 10 minutes in. So let's not dive into it too much. But
Don't
I
worry.
wanna move along the interview though. But your
Okay.
responses are very helpful. Thank you so much. Um, so I never seen
Yes.
Hikikomori. I've never met one. Do you have any personal experience?
For me personally, I have not really engaged, but I have met a lot of exchange students. You know how we have Tokai University. We have a lot of exchange students from Japan, and you can kind of see with a lot of the how college students how they like interact. It's very easy in Japan to become, I think, like how in Welcome NHK, it introduces you to NEET culture and also Hikikomori culture. I think it's very easy for them to become reclusive. They are
I
very like they're very just they are very hesitant to approach people. They're very quiet. They really isolate themselves unless they're with people they are friends with or no, then they're more comfortable. But I can see like if they grow, as they grow up, especially for some of the guys, I can see them becoming reclusive in a
yes.
way. So, it's really sad to see. But you can see it in their it's kind of in their culture. It until they really go into the the nitty-gritty and like internally try to help prevent this, but Japan is a slow, they're very technologically advanced. I'm not saying Japan is bad, but internally they are very slow in pushing any sort of like changes in society. It's very slow.
Yes, I understand. Okay. God, I don't know why it keeps. It's either my reception.
I think
I see it
because then
going
when I
down.
talk, I see you, it's like you're frozen. So I'm like, I don't
Oh,
know if I'm talking and you're frozen. Like, technical difficulties.
I know this is one. You're the first person this happened with. No.
I've been through that. Yeah.
Oh.
I graduated during the pandemic.
Oh, oh,
Oh my God, no.
oh.
Why?
Okay. Okay. It's back. All right. Coming back to the anime.
Yes.
The main character is Sato.
Yes.
He is a Hikikomori, I believe. He
Yes. Even though he denies it, he is.
Yes. So what are his challenges in the first episode? I mean, you watched episode 2 and 3.
I watched up to three so far,
Yeah.
so
What
yeah.
what is
So
he facing? What are his challenges as a hikikomori?
I think his challenges is actually he has a lot of
What's
he
the
has
main
a
one that
lot
he's trying to
to talk
do?
about. I think it's just societal pressure and anxiety has gotten to him. He's
Mm,
depressed and he also thinks of himself. He has this delusional grandeur about himself that he is the center of the world in a way, and society has decided to take him down with him. You promise
yes.
him more. So it's like
Hmm.
he is delusional
Hmm.
to the max. Like all the conspiracy theories that he believes in, the welcome to NHK, National Hikikomori. Oh, I wrote it down. National Hikikomori. Where are you? I wrote it down. Kyokai, and it's
Yes.
like he believes in this conspiracy that this is why. So he takes no blame for what he has done to himself. He puts it on society.
So he doesn't hold his actions accountable, and he
He does not
believes,
feel
right?
accountable.
Like
Yes,
it's a
that's
it's
his
a
belief.
mental health issue with
Yeah.
that he's fighting with himself. No, not exactly with himself, but he's like he's so far out there already. But he along the
Yes,
way,
and oh, sorry, I want to also include
go ahead,
because the
go ahead.
anime kind of sanitizes it. If you go into the manga and like the original like storyline, he's on a lot of hardcore drugs. So
Oh,
yeah,
I
he's on a
haven't I
that's
haven't read the
why
manga. I was
yeah,
mainly pointing
it was the
towards the
anime.
anime.
I think they sanitized it a bit because he's already going through a lot of psychological stuff.
I mean, I could imagine there's a lot of things that they remove from the manga. Like any
Yeah,
anime, they remove a lot of things from the manga into the anime, and with the anime, they fill in with filler episodes and whatnot. But oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I think oh shucks, I think maybe Dr. J may have mentioned it, but I don't think he wanted to dive too deep into that. I think he wanted to. It was more of the character himself because
yeah,
I believe he told
Hikikomori.
me he mentioned to the class he almost became of that culture. He almost became a hikikomori, and
Yes, he
yeah,
almost did.
that's I was shocking for me because how accomplished he is. Um, it's a mental health issue, I believe. Down to its core, I believe it's a mental health issue. But I'm not part of that culture. I don't know what it is. But for you explaining that it
Yeah.
was
Well, there's also because then
what's that?
oh no, sorry, you cut off, and I was like, okay, wait, never
I
mind.
know I'm
Then you
getting
came back on.
it's telling me my connection is unstable. It's my side,
Uh,
shucks. I
yeah, because
prioritize
I
the
haven't had
device.
any.
Oh, no.
Well, you
Uh,
did say like because you share your Wi-Fi, your wife is like off right now, so your Wi-Fi should be okay.
yeah, it
Well,
should be. I've I have the ability to shut down whatever connected to my Wi-Fi and focus it on here for some reason. Give me 1 second.
No worries. Technical difficulties happens to us all.
I can edit this out. Don't worry. Okay, getting back to the anime. Um, he I don't think he meets his friend in the first episode, but they mentioned another character who besides the secondary support character was which is the female, I believe. I forgot her name.
Misaki.
Misaki,
Misaki.
yes. Misaki, I believe she admits that she used to be one. And she's willing to help him get out of that uh mental space of being a hikikomori, I believe. I think that's their agreement, right?
Yeah, so the contract was to have her be the support and have hit like to reform him. So in
Mhm.
a way, I feel like Misaki. Okay, we're not thinking about like as characters. Oh, sorry, as only characters. I think symbolically, this is also society coming and giving him a second chance because it's reforming him, right? To become a part of society again.
Yes.
You're like frozen. I can't.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay.
I like pause when I talk because I'm like I don't want to say something and I have to repeat it again.
I understand. Don't worry. It's my side. I don't know why it's acting up today of all days. It's never done this with the rest of my interviews. Oh, technology. What can you say, right?
Oh my god! Imagine doing this during classes and just everything like.
Oh man, I can't imagine. I don't want to do that.
I
That's too
don't.
much.
I did that.
Oh,
I
that's
did my
stress.
I did my capstone during the pandemic. That was interesting.
Oh, how hard was that?
Yeah. But I did my capstone about the pandemic. So it was great.
Oh, you had material everywhere.
So I did mine's on Asian hate and pandemics because I'm correlating
Mm,
this to like the 1800s and the 1900s.
yes. Oh yeah, it's a thing now, yeah. Asians, they're been like attacking Asians on the street. I
And then
remember.
isolation and yeah, it was a lot of stuff I went through. Okay.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
catch anything you said.
Oh no.
It was
I
like burr, 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 burr.
oh my God. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. His main support was Misaki, and then he has a friend who he
Oh,
meets. What does his friend do for a living?
he's an otaku. He's an otaku, but he's also in school to be a video game developer.
Nice.
Yeah.
What does he have to do with the story?
His story is because he actually got bullied in school, and that's how he knew Sato. Because Sato tried to protect him. That didn't happen, and he got beat up
Yeah,
by
I
middle
remember that.
schoolers. By
Yes,
middle schoolers, he was in high school at that point, I believe.
it's embarrassing.
But at the same time, bullying culture in Japan is in culture and the workforce. They have a lot of bullying forms. They always pick the ones that are atypical, are considered weird, creepy, all that. And yeah, it's a societal problem. It just represents that.
Yes. Don't know why it's acting up now. Get me back. I'm so sorry, Joyce.
Yeah, no way.
Moving on to the next question.
Yes.
If you were Sato, how would you handle your issues being a recluse?
Mm, if I was Sato,
Mhm.
I probably okay, Sato in a way. because I did go through depression before. Um, and that really impacted me a lot. And I don't want to say like I was reclusive, but I was doing things that I typically didn't do. I associated people I didn't really associate with before that, I viewed as a distraction. I think I like looked it up, and I don't want to diagnose myself, but I was like, I think I am like a high functioning depression. Like I go through depression, but I'm pretty high functioning where I go through my day to day in a way, but I'm just inside, I'm just dying. So
Right.
I really see like Sato, and I relate to him in some ways. Like I'm like, yeah, society sucks, people suck, and he hasn't gotten to the point where he got over it. For me personally, I have a good core people of friends that will help me. Sato does not have that means of connection to people. And I feel like in a way I was Sato in some form, but I was able to overcome it after some time with people to support me and to know acknowledge that I do have something that I'm going through and it's real and it's not, just get over it. Like this that stuff you don't get there's certain things in life you don't get over like really quickly. It really impacts you psychologically, mentally,
Mm-hmm.
emotional. People need to be more empathetic to people who are going through a lot of like anguish, mental stress, stuff like that. And people aren't. They don't because they don't understand where you're coming from. They only understand what they're coming from. So I don't know. I feel like if I was Sato, I probably would have gotten over it in maybe a few years or two, like a year or two, with good friends by me. But he has gone through this for 4 years with nobody really to help him, and it's super sad for
Yeah.
Sato's,
Character, his
yeah, his
life.
character.
Yeah.
I
Was
mean,
it?
when you look at it, the apartment he lives in is paid off by his parents, if I'm not mistaken, because
Yes.
in Hikikomori culture, parents are so ashamed that their son or daughter, mostly sons, their son has become this, that they buy them an apartment and they'll pay all their bills just to keep them out of their life, really. And that's super
Oh.
sad. That's what happened to Sato. They're
Oh.
ashamed that because of the judgment of society, so they are ashamed of their own son, so they don't even help their son. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's no like support for them to get all recruits sort of right them, judging them. They're like you have to pick up yourself, but they can't pick up themselves because they have no one to help them.
Right. So can you hear me? Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay. We're back. We're
I hope
back.
your audio picked all that up. I'm really sorry.
I could hear it, but yeah, I'm just hoping it picked it up.
Okay.
Um,
If anything, let me know. I can redo this interview. Like
okay.
it's fine. I don't
Okay.
mind.
Okay. I probably will, but
Okay.
at the moment, no. I should be fine. I'll probably get back to you later in the day.
Yeah.
But well, we'll move on to the next question. Do any of the characters have magical powers?
No, I don't believe
No,
this is an
no.
anime
Yeah.
for that.
So this is
They
an
do not have
anime.
magic.
It's an anime based on real life events, real life characters, people who are human, adults and kids and whatnot. It's mostly adult material and humor. So
Yeah.
you can't really say like, oh, it doesn't exist what they're going through. It's Hikikomori exists in the real life. It's not just something that you see on anime or posted up on a poster
Yes.
somewhere. So uh with that being said, would you can actually like place yourself in the position of the character and
Yeah.
feel what he's feeling, those emotions he's going through, and you can also see his point of view. Um, I would guess some of well, most of what he's saying is new to me. Um, I really didn't think about the mental health issues happening with the Hikikomori. I always thought, since I found out about them, they were just people who, you know, decided away with working and just wanted to be shut-ins. But
No,
along with that comes with some mental health issues apparently. And learning about it has explained more about the culture of Japan. And it's really an eye-opener, and I have much more respect for the culture because of it. Um, we'll move on to the next question. What lessons would you take away after watching this anime? I know you've only watched up to episode 3, but so far, what can you share?
I definitely like some. Okay, a major lesson you can actually learn from this anime is like just be empathetic to people because you don't know what people are going through in life, and
Mhm.
to I don't know, just in general, just be nice. Be nice to people. Why bully? Why judge? Why? There's so many things in society that is wrong, but how you act in it, like you could make someone's day. You could prevent someone from being a shut in like this to prevent their life to crumble. Yeah, like, imagine if the people that Sato surrounded himself in high school, like he was with a senpai who was obsessed with conspiracy theories and was like not grounded in reality,
Mhm.
and like his neighbor, the otaku, the younger student, I think he's like a year or two younger than him, who was an otaku and stuff like that, and like he didn't like have anyone that he could really build like an identity with that was substantial enough that he could hold his head up high in society. But
Mhm.
it's society's fault because yeah, oh god.
It was
Okay.
his environment, right? The
Yeah, his
societal
environment.
pressure is a real thing. I would say probably not just with Japanese culture. I
Oh
believe
no.
it's a global thing, I would say,
Yes.
right? I mean,
I believe
I've
it is a global
speaking
thing.
from my own experience in Western culture, I feel societal pressure to be the provider in um my my
In your
relationship,
household.
my
Yes.
marriage, like, oh, if I don't have this kind of job, if I can't provide for my wife, I won't be able to show my face. I feel that
Yes.
pressure. Like, oh, I can. That's how I relate to Sato. It's like, oh, I don't think it's all this conspiracy theories or anything, but like I
It,
understand where it needs to go and what steps I need to take to get out of that mindset. And I believe you mentioned it like at the beginning of our interview. I hope it caught it, but having a very um solid foundation of support.
mm-hmm.
He met Misako. That was his first step. That next step was finding his friend. Um,
Yes,
I
from high school.
believe, yeah. And he's constantly, on his case. It's like, you're supposed to come up with this game idea. Why haven't you done it? Like, oh no, 10 minutes now.
Oh shoot. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, but move on to the next question. So you gave on the lessons. To the best of your knowledge, Joyce, among the characters that you've been introduced to, who can you say you connected with the most?
I probably well, I did mention like I can like I feel like I was Sato for a little bit. I
Mhm.
especially like years ago, like right after high school too. Which was what Sato
Yeah.
was when he became Hikikomori right after high school.
Mhm.
Um look at her and I'm like, I can relate to her like trying to reach out to someone who needs help. Like, because I'm always like in my own friend group, I've always been the one that if someone needs help, they would ask me and I would help them as much as I could or try to help them bring themselves up in life.
Mhm.
So I do definitely see like even though like I kind of remember her story later on in life, she's not as good as she is. But anyway, um I can see from her perspective, so I can see like me kind of being Misaki in a way just to help someone in need. like just to be that person to help them. And for me, I always tell people I'm like you can tell me anything, it's not gonna phase me. Like I'm a no judgment. I don't judge you. I have
Mhm.
friends in every sort of sphere that I pass no judgment on people. People pass judgment on me, but I don't. I've seen that.
Mhm.
But I like talking to people. Like
Right.
I love to hear life stories, their experiences, and trying to understand. And then if they need help, like understanding my perspective, also, and respectful of my perspective and yours. Like people need that in life. I wish there was
Yes.
more of it.
I agree. I agree. All right. Joyce, thank you so much for being with us today. This concludes our discussion for today's theme on Hikikomori. With the help of our guest, Joyce, thank you. Check out the description to find the link in my Google form and be our next guest in another episode of MoNKeeZ Anime Analysis. Mahalo and salamat po for watching. See you in the next episode. Thank you again, Joyce.
Okay. Bye.
And we're 2, 3.